हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम देखेंगे रोल ऑफ ग्रामर इन टीचिंग इंग्लिश। रोल ऑफ ग्रामर। Grammar is a scientific statement of the principles of good uses which concerns with the relation of words in the sentence. Educated people use certain forms of expressions. Language specialists study the forms they use. Note that they follow a few comparatively simple principles and state these principles. The result is grammar. Teaching of grammar is a much debated topic in language learning. Different experts have given different opinion about teaching of grammar. According to some of according to the According to some, the language cannot be learnt without studying of grammar of the language. According to Dr. Sweet, grammar is not a code of rules. According to Chapman, grammar is a study of language by specialists made in order to establish the rules and principles which underline the correct speech and writing. Rules and principles which are followed more or less unconsciously by the native speakers. But some people say that the utility of teaching of grammar is doubtful in learning English. They say that the students who study grammar are very often able to solve grammar exercise but do not write correct speech. Teaching of grammar had very important place in the past. It was commonly believed that to help the pupil to learn English language, its grammar must be taught first. It was also believed that without knowing and mastering grammatical rules of English, one cannot learn to speak and write it. Slowly, it was realized that correct uses go on changing from time to time, and as a result, grammar teaching, which was regarded as an end in itself, lost its importance. Then the direct method of teaching English was introduced and teaching of grammar lost its importance. The introduction of direct method gave an idea that to be able to speak or write English knowledge of grammatical rules is not necessary. Those who favored the direct method of teaching English said that language can be learnt by practice and not by studying the rules of grammar. Now, it is believed that grammar cannot be taught in isolation. Teaching of grammar helps students only to understand and to decide whether the language that they speak or write is correct or not. Methods of teaching grammar. There are four methods of teaching of grammar. First, deductive method. Second, inductive method. Third, inductive deductive method. Fourth, incident method. First, deductive method. In deductive method, the teacher uses grammar textbook. He felt his student rules or definitions and explains those with the help of examples. Then he gives exercise and asks his pupil to apply the rules. Advantages of deductive method. Average teacher can use this method in country like India. Second, this method helps students to compare the ideas in grammar of mother tongue and second or first language. Third, the learner can try the grammatical questions very easily. Fourth, learner can respond effective and can explain rules, structures, etc. Disadvantages of deductive method. First, this method makes learning about language. Second, this method cannot develop communicative ability among learners. Third, the learners become inactive during classroom teaching. Fourth, this method is not child-centered but teacher-centered. Fifth, in the classroom teaching, there is hardly use of audio-visual aids. Second, inductive method. In inductive method, the teacher first presents or takes the example from the student, then comes to the theory or concept. Advantages of inductive method. First, inductive method is based on the theory from example to generalization, so it is very useful in classroom teaching. Second, this method helps students to understand the difference between particular notion in grammar of L1 and L2 level. Third, the learners learn the particular grammar point through use. First, they have to deduce the meaning and later they generalize the form or structure. Disadvantages of inductive method. First, this method is not useful in overcrowded classes like India. Second, the institute must be ready to focus the language aspect, not the mark criteria. In this method, the teacher has to use modern method of teaching language. Only an innovative teacher can use this method. Third, inductive deductive method. This method, as the name shows is the synthesis of both above the methods. This method can remove the limitation of both the above methods. The teacher following this method will first present the examples before his students, then will explain them or analyze them. Then he will try to see that people draw some conclusion and then teacher will give the rules. But here the teacher does not stop. He then gives new examples and asks his pupil to verify the rules. This method of teaching grammar proves very successful and advantageous as it becomes practical, real and scientific. It proves very successful because it is very psychological, following all the accepted maxims of teaching, and the pupil are not forced to cram the rules. Fourth, incidential method. Grammar teaching in this method is done during the teaching of a textbook and composition writing. The teacher explains complex sentence pattern, but the method at times disturbs the teaching of textbook or composition writing. Remedial teaching. Pupil usually have one or more than one of the following learning difficulties. First, poor memory. Second, short attention span and are easily distracted by other things. Third, relatively poor comprehensive power. Fourth, lack of learning motivation. Fifth, lack of self confidence and relatively low self expectations. Sixth, weak in problem solving power. Seventh, fail to grasp information effectively and mix things up easily. 8. Have difficulty in understanding new or abstract concepts. Ninth, fail to transfer knowledge to the related learning areas appropriately. 10th, need more time to complete assignments or tasks. Apart from various learning difficulties, pupils may have different abilities and styles of learning. Some are better in visual learning while others are more competent in audio learning. Certain pupils have to learn through sense of touch or practical experiences. Remedial teachers therefore should design diverse teaching activities and adopt various teaching methods to help students develop their potential and remove the obstacles in learning. Objectives of remedial teaching program. First, each pupil is different in terms of learning ability, academic standards, classroom learning, and academic performance, and each has his own in learning. The aim of RTP remedial teaching program is to provide learning support to pupils who lag far behind their counterparts in school performance. By adapting school curricula and teaching strategies, teachers can provide learning activities and practical experiences to students according to their abilities and needs. They can also design individualized educational programs with intensive remedial support to help pupils consolidate their basic knowledge in different subjects, master the learning methods, strengthens their confidence, and enhance the effectiveness of learning. Second, throughout the teaching process, teachers should provide systematic training to develop pupils' generic skills, including interpersonal relationship, communication, problem solving, self management, self learning, independent thinking, creativity, and the use of information technology. Such training can lay the foundation of pupils' lifelong learning, help them develop positive attitudes and values, as well as prepare them for future studies and career. Principles of helping pupils with learning difficulties. Teaching preparation. Before preparing for their lessons, remedial teachers should identify pupils' diverse learning needs as soon as possible so that they may design appropriate teaching plans to facilitate pupils' effective learning. Second, devise various learning activities. Since pupils have different characteristics in learning, teachers must devise different learning activities with the same teaching objective to develop pupils' varied abilities and skills in problem solving. It is more effective for teachers to adopt a series of relevant and simple teaching activities than assigning one long teaching activity, since pupils may acquire the required knowledge and skills through diversified activities. Design meaningful learning situations. Remedial teachers should especially design meaningful learning situations, language environments, especially for English subject, games or activities so as to provide personal learning experiences for pupils and stimulate their interest and initiatives in learning. Teaching approaches. Teachers should give concrete examples before proceeding to abstract concepts by way of simple and easy steps at a pace in line with the learning abilities of students. Teachers may teach new concepts from different perspectives by various approaches so that pupils can grasp the ideas through meaningful and repeated illustrations. Teachers should encourage pupils' active participation by more frequent use of teaching aids, games, and activities. They can also make use of information technology and all the teaching resources available to help pupils understand the main points. Provide clear instructions. Pupils with learning difficulties are less competent in understanding written language. Therefore, remedial teachers should give pupils short and clear instructions to avoid confusion. They must explain clearly the arrangement of each learning activity. If necessary, they may ask pupils to repeat the steps of activities so that every pupil may understand the instructions. Summarize the main points. At the course of teaching, teachers should always sum up the main points in teaching and write the key phrases on the board to enhance pupils' audio and visual memories. Teachers can guide their pupils to link up the knowledge they learn from class with their life experiences so as to enhance the effectiveness of learning. Besides guiding pupils to repeat the main points in verbal or written form is also an effective way of learning. Enhance learning interest and motivation. Suffering from frequent frustrations in their works, pupils with learning difficulties may gradually lose their interest in learning. Therefore, teachers should adapt the curriculum to meet the needs of pupils. With less pupils in the RTP, teachers can design interesting activities coupled with reward scheme to stimulate pupils' interest. It is most important to help pupils overcome their learning difficulties so that they may gain a sense of achievement and recover their confidence and interest in learning. Encourage pupils' active participation in class activities. Pupils with learning difficulties usually lack self-confidence and are more passive in class. They seldom ask questions or express their views. Remedial teachers should patiently encourage active participation in class. Pleasurable learning experiences may help enhance pupils' interest in learning. Focus on the learning process. Teaching should not only focus on the transmission of knowledge. It is also important to see that pupils are benefited from the entire learning process. Teachers should provide ample opportunities in class for pupils to practice and think what they have learned and allow them to solve problems by different means. Teachers should also carefully observe the performance of pupils and give them appropriate assistance, feedback, and encouragement so as to help them acquire the learning skills, solve their problems, and understand their own capability, thus enhancing self-confidence and improving their learning skills. Show concern for the performances of individual pupils. Pupils may encounter different problems in their studies. Therefore, teachers should carefully observe the learning processes of individual pupils in class. Whenever necessary, they should provide individualized remedial teaching before and after class, during recess or lunchtime, so that they can remove their learning obstacles as soon as possible. When marking assignment, teachers should take note of the common errors of pupil and deliver the correct concepts and knowledge to them promptly. The process of remedial teaching. The flow chart given ahead may serve as a reference for teachers in the delivery of collaborative teaching or individual teaching. Analysis of pupils. It is divided into 5 parts: prerequisite, learning needs, learning abilities, learning styles, and interest. Learning abilities is further divided into 5 parts and again 2 categories. 5 parts are setting. First one is before classroom teaching. It is the preparation time. In this, setting technique objective. First is setting technique objective. Second is adapting the curriculum. Third is organizing teaching material. Fourth is choosing appropriate teaching strategies. And fifth is collecting and preparing supporting materials. These are further divided into one category: teaching groups or individual or co-teaching. Again, it is divided as evaluating and observation, and finally with obstacles in learning and achieving targets. Curriculum adaptations. Remedial teachers should adapt the curriculum to accommodate the learning characteristics and abilities of pupils. They should set some techniques, objectives which are easy to achieve to ensure that pupils may acquire the knowledge as desired after the completion of each module. Teaching should not be directed by textbooks, which should not be taken as the school curriculum. There is no need to cover all the contents in the textbooks as well. Schools can classify the teaching content into core and non-core learning aspects according to the teaching objectives and pupils' abilities. Core learning aspects require in-depth studies and application, whereas materials in the non-core or advanced learning aspects may be streamlined or appropriately selected for teaching. Teachers are encouraged to adopt recommendations on cross-curricular teaching by linking up related teaching areas flexibly so that more time can be spread for effective activities and learning. Teachers should make good use of all teaching materials. For example, they may select and use the materials in textbooks to meet the teaching objectives or compile their own supplementary teaching materials. They may also design materials of different standards. Materials from the internet, newspaper, magazines, and reference provided by the education department may help teachers design interesting and enjoyable activities to enhance pupils' effectiveness of learning. Homework policies. Schools should formulate clear policies on homework which should be reviewed regularly. The assignment should be targeted at the teaching objectives and serve the purposes of learning. Exercise books available in the market should only serve as reference. Schools should choose these exercise books carefully and make appropriate adjustments to the category, quality, and quantity of homework. Teachers should take note of the following points when designing homework for pupils. First, the homework should have clear objectives and can accommodate the level and need of pupils. Second, the form and contents of homework should be of great variety so as to develop pupils' creativity, self-learning, and collaborative skills. Third, the homework should match the content taught in class. Fourth, teachers should give simple and clear instructions. Fifth, assign appropriate amount of homework each day. Sixth, effective and mechanical drills should be avoided. And seventh, teachers should make good use of the homework as a tool for evaluation and feedback to enhance the motivation and effectiveness of learning. Formulation of teaching plans. When formulating teaching plans, teachers are advised to take the following two aspects into consideration. On the one hand, teachers should formulate practical teaching objectives that meet the learning characteristics and weaknesses of pupils so as to foster a sense of achievement. On the other hand, teachers should decide whether the learning item should be taught in detail or in brief. Moreover, the items should be classified into different levels and taught through small and simplified steps to facilitate comprehension as well as to strengthen pupils' confidence in learning. With reference to the common difficulties encountered by pupils, teachers should set down the main points for remedial teaching and make adjustments promptly according to the performance of students. Teachers should make a brief record of the learning aspects, teaching objectives or aims, key learning points, activities, use of teaching aids and evaluations for future reference. Teachers may deliver the teaching content by means of modules, themes, learning aspects, or teaching items and work out the teaching plans accordingly. Post-lesson reviews should focus on the teaching process and pupils' performance with specific and critical evaluations made. Examples of main points for review are as follows. First, the common difficulties of pupil. Second, the effectiveness of teaching strategies and class activities to help pupils understand the teaching contents, grasp the main points and apply what they have learned. And third, issues of concern, for example, basic knowledge that requires enrichment, the need to break down or rearrange teaching steps, etc. Teaching activities, aids and supporting materials. Teachers should design appropriate learning activities in line with the focus of teaching on the basis of low starting point, small steps, diversified activities, and instant feedbacks. Teachers should encourage pupils to participate actively during the learning process to help master the skills and methods of collaborative learning. Diversify teaching activities such as situational teaching, competitions, collect, collation of information, discussion, oral reporting, games, topical research, production of graphs, figures, models, role play, recording, visit and experiments may help pupils enhance their interest in learning, stimulate their thinking and reinforce the effectiveness of teaching. Teachers should experience their discretion in the appropriate use of teaching aids. Appropriate teaching aids not only help to enhance pupils' interest in learning, but will also consolidate the knowledge they learned, thus achieving the objective of teaching. Common teaching aids are concrete objects, figures, models, word cards, number cards, and audio-visual equipment such as tape recorder, headset, wire-free induction loop system, and multimedia teaching aids, etc. When designing and using teaching aids, teachers should first consider their practical use and assess whether the aim of remedial teaching can be attained. The design and organization of teaching materials should be pupil oriented. They should be selected and collated systematically to serve the purpose. Teaching materials provided by education department or other academic institutions may also serve as a reference for teachers. A list of reference can be found at Appendix 10. The setting of learning environment. Well-designed learning environment helps to maintain pupils' attention and interest in learning and facilitates the achievement of teaching aims. In this way, it is more easy to achieve the aim of teaching. The teaching environment should be designed to support remedial teaching and group activities. Seat arrangements of pupils should be flexible to meet the specific teaching purposes of each learning activity. For example, teachers and pupils may form a circle when holding discussions, and the two pupils or group members involved may sit together during peer group or small group learning. Teachers should prepare a rich, pleasant and comfortable learning environment for pupil. For example, they may set up a self-learning corner, book corner, toy corner, science corner, prize corner or stationery or learning resource corner, etc. to enkindle pupils' interest in learning. An example of classroom setting is shown in Appendix 9. Teachers may display the teaching material of the week or the learning outcomes or product of pupils at prominent places to stimulate their motivation in learning. Remedial teaching strategies. Individualized educational program geared to the learning needs of individual pupils. The individualized educational program aims to reinforce the foundation of learning, helps pupils overcome their learning difficulties and develop their potentials. Individualized educational program should include short-term and long-term teaching objectives, learning steps, activities and reviews to ensure that the program is implemented effectively. Teaching can be done in small groups or for individual. If necessary, remedial teachers, other teachers, student officers or teachers, parents and pupil alike are to participate in designing the program. Remedial teachers hold meetings regularly to evaluate the effectiveness of work and gather opinions for reinforcement. Peer support program. Remedial teachers may train up pupils who perform better in a certain subject to become little teachers and who will be responsible for helping schoolmates with learning difficulties in group teaching and self-study sessions as well as outside class. Peer support program helps pupils reinforce their knowledge and develop their communication and cooperation skills as well as good interpersonal relationship. To enhance the effectiveness of the program, remedial teachers must provide training to the pupil concerned beforehand and make regular reviews on its effectiveness. Generally speaking, this program is more suitable for pupils of higher grades. Reward scheme. The reward scheme has positive effect in enhancing pupils' motivation. It aims at guiding pupils to set their own objectives and plans and positively reinforcing their good performance no matter what reward is provided. The most important thing is to help pupils cultivate an interest in learning and gain a sense of satisfaction and achievement during the learning process. When designing the rewards offered, remedial teachers should take note of the following. First, set clear and specific targets. For example, requirement on the score of dictation and number of assignments submitted. Second, set achievable objectives. Third, give diversified rewards including verbal commendations or prizes to accommodate pupils' interest. Give rewards instantaneously. Fourth, review and revise the reward scheme regularly. And fifth, invite parents to help children improve their work. Handling pupils' behavior problem. Remedial teachers should observe the following when dealing with the behavior problems of pupils. First, always observe the performance of pupils in class and their behavior in groups. Second, establish close relationship with pupils, develop mutual trust and listen carefully to what they say. Third, help pupils understand the effect of their behavior or the other as well as their own selves. Fourth, keep in close contact with parents to find out the cause of pupils' behavior problems. Fifth, help pupils build up self-confidence and a healthy self-image. Sixth, give positive reinforcement to pupils' good behavior and do not pay undue attention to their misbehavior. Seventh, do not try to change all the deviant behavior of pupils at once. Teachers should list out the problems and set the priorities with an aim to improve one or two of them at a time. 8. Refer the case of student guidance officers or teachers for follow-up action in the behavior problems of pupils continue or become serious. If necessary, student guidance officers or teachers may refer the case to the psychological service sections of the education department for individual assessment and remedial services. Development of generic skills. Remedial teachers should help pupils develop good learning habits and attitudes, such as complete the assignment tidily, keep their promise, and be responsible and disciplined. A constructive attitude is the foundation for lifelong self-learning, and it helps enhance pupils' learning effectiveness. Pupils should be helped to master basic self-learning skills and abilities. For example, teachers may teach them how to set appropriate learning objectives and priorities, time management, note taking, reading skills, and examination teaching skills, etc. Remedial teachers can also make use of information technology to motivate and teach pupils to learn according to their own pace. Help them cultivate the habit of self learning so that they will benefit from such training for their whole life. Pupils can be taught to solve problems by different methods, tools, or by drawing insight from their past experiences. For example, teachers can teach them to use of dictionaries as well as the skills of seeking the skills of seeking and handling information obtained from the school and public libraries. These are ways to develop students' flexibility, creativity, and independent thinking. Teachers should train pupils to establish good interpersonal relationship so as to facilitate effective communication and collaboration as well as to enhance to enhance the team spirit of students. Assessment and record on learning. Assessment plays a very important role in teaching and learning. By means of assessment, remedial teachers can know the learning process as well as strengths and weaknesses of pupils. Hence, they may design different teaching activities accordingly to help pupils learn in an effective manner. Besides, it is also a means to measure the discrepancy between RTP pupils and ordinary pupils so that teachers may decide whether it is desirable for the pupils concerned or to withdraw from RTP. The two most common assessment methods are listed as follows for teachers' reference. First, formative assessment. Teachers can understand and assess the learning abilities of pupils from their daily classwork and homework as well as individual or group projects such as model making, drawing, information collection, measuring activities and the way they relate their events to the topics they learned in class so that they can revise the teaching content accordingly. Second, summative assessment. With reference to the progress of teaching, teachers may assess the performance of students by means of examinations or tests. The examination or test papers must cover all the main points in teaching where the levels of difficulty meet the pupils' abilities. The weighing of questions and marks should be balanced. Different types of questions should be included. Schools may have different forms of weighting and weighting of assessment. Remedial teachers should keep a detailed personal record for each pupil under RTP. They should assess the progress of pupils regularly and systematically. A comprehensive record provides information on the learning process of pupils and serve as a reference. Teachers should pay attention to the response of pupils during classroom learning and make a record in the evaluation column of the teaching plan to facilitate follow-up actions or changes in teaching strategies. In addition, teachers should make reference to the teaching objectives in evaluating the effectiveness of teaching and revise their teaching plans according to the learning needs. Lesson with parents. In order to help pupils with learning difficulties, schools must liaise closely with parents. Apart from providing guidance on homework to their children, parents also handle pupils' problems either by the same way or similar ways in line with the requirements of the school and their school work. Some parents may have unrealistic expectations of their children's performance. In such cases, remedial teachers have to explain to the parents about the characteristics and abilities of pupils so that they may help their children to learn in a pleasurable manner. On the contrary, some parents' expectations may be too low. Teachers must then keep in contact with parents to help them understand their children and to provide appropriate guidance to develop the pupils' potentials. Coordination with other teachers and professionals. Remedial teachers must keep in close contact with other teachers. They are encouraged to discuss or share their experiences with others to find out ways to improve pupils' learning and behavior. For example, they may discuss on the teaching plans, learning progress of pupils, test and examination questions, pupils' problem behavior and partial or total withdrawal of pupils. Remedial teachers should also liaise with other related professionals to seek for professional support with a view to helping pupils solve their problems. तो यहीं तक आज की क्लास रखते हैं, मिलते हैं अगले क्लास में। वीडियो देखने के लिए धन्यवाद।